friends and fam. We're here. Day 927 in a row of the Renaissance Man Show. Navigating the unexpected. Don't go anywhere. See you in a minute. It's Renaissance Man.
Some night when the wind starts blowing, I'm going to find a way. Some night when the world stops hating, we're going to find a way. And I'll keep waiting until we find that day. Yeah, I bet I'll keep saying, I'll keep playing. Oh, until you meet us one day. Yeah. Time to stop the hate. Stop the hate. Let's stop the hate, hey, yeah. It might be late, but let's stop the hate.
It is officially Thursday. It's day 927 in a row. And it's Renaissance Man. I'm here to ease my mind and help my living. It's Renaissance Man. I still have to get this logo thing fixed over here. Maybe I'll be able to work on it now that I don't have a freaking car. Holy cow. Day 927 in a row, my daughter's birthday, and my car dies. After 8 years of being great, I drove to the moon and back 13,000 miles. Yeah, so check that out. I'm there with my kids earlier, putting them to sleep, and my son says, Daddy, did you, at least you made it to the moon. And I said, you know what, bud, I didn't. I was 13,000 miles short. He goes, what? I told my girlfriend that you made it to the moon. And I said, bud, I wish. I was 13,000 short. I think I got 252, 253, something like that. So, just, my daughter was like, oh, well, maybe we could push it and get a couple more and get there, jokingly. And I said, let me see how much I was short. I think it's around 13. And I was 13 the other way. Yeah, it's 238. And I'm at 251, 252. 13,000 more. So basically, I made it to the moon. Did a little drive around while I was there on the lunar surface. And said hello to a couple moon people. And then I took a trip back, 13K miles, and then all of a sudden the freaking thing just starts up. So yeah, basically, it's a weird thing. Keith, I didn't see any of the messages that came through. Sometimes if you write something that's too long, it doesn't post. I've had that happen to me before. But I do want to say hi to Keith. I want to say hi to Jason, to Grandma, to Bobby, and I want to thank you, Keith, for your donation, especially on the day that my car died. I'm going to have to figure something out. So... It's how do you navigate the unexpected? Let's get into it. This is all happening in the moment for me. I drove this car for the last 8 years. It was very good to me. Like I said, made it to the moon and back. Had, some issues. Most cars do. These vehicles typically last if you take care of them. I got them up to 252. I still don't know exactly what's wrong with it, but I'll share what happened. I'm on my way down to a client to show property. And I'm a real estate agent, in case you're out there and you don't know that. And so that's how I make money, and that's how I have to support my family. And so I'm on my way. It's late on my daughter's birthday. I'm going to show a property. Yeah. You couldn't take the day off for your daughter's birthday, Mark? I got to make a living. I work every day. So I get in the car. I start driving down on what's called the Merritt Parkway. And halfway between my exit and the next exit, which is about a good 10 to 12. I need this right now, guys. Gosh, do I need a woo-hoo? Woo-hoo! Yes! Thank you, Matt Zabrowski. I needed that woo-hoo. Kicked me out of the gutter there for a second. So I'm driving down the Merritt Parkway. All of a sudden, I start hearing... And I'm like, what is going on? It's not a flat tire. I hear like that, but it's metal. It's like... And I'm like, what is... So I pull off to the side of the road, and there's no pull-off on the Merritt. Like, it's dangerous. I told you guys about 2 months ago I got a flat on the Merritt, and there's nowhere to pull off. So I drove on that freaking flat on the rim about a mile, so I didn't die on the Merritt Parkway. Today, same thing. I hear this thing going on. I get out of the car, I go, and I left the car on because I don't want to shut it off on the Merritt Parkway, right off the road. I mean, I'm literally, let's call it this far from the road. That's a foot and a half. That's where the line is. It's where my car is, foot and a half. And I know something's wrong. I can hear it. I can feel it. So I go, and while it's parked, and I see there's a little bit of a gap between cars that just went, I climb underneath to take a peek and see, like, it sounded like the axles, something's wrong with the axle, right? And I knew I had something wrong with, like, there's a boot, I think, on each tire. One of them I know is bad. And a while back, someone was like, look, you're going to have to make a decision at some point whether or not you want to keep this thing. Because when those go, they're very expensive to fix because, anything from Europe, you're paying big dollars to fix. That's why next car, I'm going American again, I'm not dealing with all that craziness. So I'm there. I'm underneath. And I see cars starting to approach. They're coming 65 miles an hour. And I could see underneath my car, as I'm looking, trying to figure out what's going on, that these cars are starting to blare in my direction. So I'm like, one of them goes by, and I'm like, oh, let me keep looking. And I'm like, holy cow, what if someone's just on their freaking phone, like it happens all the time, and they veer off the side, hit my car, I get run over, you guys never see me again. So I jump up, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not sitting here on the side of the road. I'm doing what I did last time. I'm chancing it. This thing's making some weird noises. I had to drive another quarter mile. I'm hazard lights on. I'm going 4 miles an hour. I'm trying to go as slow as possible. The car's brrr, it's making this. Then it would like stop and then it would go again. I'm like, there's something really messed up. As I call my wife, as I'm turning around off the exit and coming down, I said, look, you got to come pick me up. I think my car's dead. This is it for this car. There's nothing, this is not fixable. I can tell there's something wrong here. And she's like, where are you? I'll tell her to come down. And as I turn this, it's like a big roundabout. There's a roundabout at every exit. As I get to that round part where you're kind of like really turning the wheel, the car sounds like the freaking engine falls into the road. It's like crank, crank, gears, like all this weird stuff's going on. I get down to the stoplight, and I'm like, I think I can't go anymore. Let me try, and I'm freaking out. I got the kids in the car, my daughter's birthday, and my wife, and I'm like a speakerphone, and I'm like, holy crap! I'm like, oh my goodness! And they're like, are you okay? And I'm screaming because I'm worried. As I put my foot on the gas, same thing again. Crank, clank, clank, crank. I'm like, this is not. I said something is really, really wrong. I don't know what to do. And they're like, well, be careful, just get off the road. And I'm like, there is the commuter lot right there. That's what I came off the road to do, is to get to the commuter lot so someone can get just pick me up. I'll leave the car here and I'll come back and figure it out later. Whatever. It's my daughter's birthday. So as I'm pulling into the commuter lot, it makes, again, some ridiculous clanking, weird gears doing. I've never heard this in my life in a car. I pull in. Somehow, grace of God, I pull in, I turn out, and as I'm trying to put in reverse and go back into a space, it starts and then it kicks into park. And I'm like, and it's got crank, clank, clank. I see people that are in the commuter like getting out of their car to like be like, what's going on? I wonder if anybody was filming it. Like I should check TikTok. And as I go backwards again, clank, clank, cringe, and I'm like, so then I'm like, okay, maybe I could put it into neutral and just push it back. I put it into neutral, it's in park. So I'm like, there's something really messed up with the gears. Now, granted, I got 252,000 miles on this car. I don't know if the transmission fluid was ever changed. I think I got to a certain point, and they're like, well, do you want to do it? And I'm like, I don't know. Should I do it at this point? Because I think I'm beyond like 75K. Like when you go to like 150,000 miles on one transmission fluid, you just keep riding that puppy. You know, you can't change it. All of a sudden, things are going to slip. You're going to have to replace a freaking transmission. I got 252,000 miles on this transmission. Oh, see, Jason says it's a transmission problem. So perhaps... I wonder what a transmission. Let me see how much a transmission costs because maybe it's fixable. I don't know, but this also that boot needs to be fixed or whatever it is, and I know that guy said that was expensive too. Transmission. Let me just see. So I may have to take it to an actual transmission specialist instead of just a garage. Transmission estimate. I'm putting it in the car, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be transmission. What do they call that? A rebuild? Let's see what it says. I'll tell you the cost that I'm looking at if that's the case. And again, I'm not sure if I think it's probably, I love the car. I would love to keep it. The part is $1,150. Freaking kidding me. That's just for a used one on eBay. They probably, I don't even know, 12 for just the freaking part. And that's probably not something that's easy to put in or take out, is it? Like you probably have to take the engine out or something in order to put the freaking transmission. God, all freaking mighty. Unbelievable. It's that but for a freaking part, and that's probably low end. They're going to be like, you gotta buy it from the factory. Oh, how much is that? $76,243.07. Are you freaking kidding me? So, but the transmission has been weird as of late, but like I could tell, but it's never slipped to the point where it's not working. I just hear like brrr. Every once in a while you could feel a little, one of the gears would do a little, where it's kind of like a little shaky as you're pushing it down. I always just pushed a little bit further to get past that little area because honestly, I never put my foot down. I mean, this car would probably go pretty quick, but I never really put my foot down. I drive slow. I'm a slow driver. I like being a slow driver. I just put my foot down. I'm just moving. You know what I mean? And so I always was like barely down. So when I put barely down recently, it would be like if I was going up a hill. So I just push it down a little more to get through. And so that's basically where I'm at though right now. It's like it's a weird thing when you have something that's been reliable to you for 8 years, and like every day you go out to your garage and you go and start your car and you go to work and you go to show real estate. And lately, the last couple of weeks, like I even saw one of my clients is cars. He sells cars, and he's an awesome guy, and he sells cars. That's what he does. But it's not like he doesn't just sell cars, guys. He sells like classic cars, like the high-end vehicles. He travels the world and sells cars, like super cool. You could go work at Porsche in Greenwich or go work at this dude is like selling to clientele, like the collector's items. You know what I mean? And so he's super cool. And I saw him just the other day. And as I pulled up, it was like making some weird noises. I was like, some weird thing was going on, And I pulled up and I said to him, look, I'm getting to the end of this thing, I think, And he goes, well, what do you got? And I said, 252,000. He's like, hey, man. He goes, ride it into the ground. Ride it into the ground. And, I mean, it's a cool car. I really like the look of it. My wife and I were saying, it's like just the look of it, because they changed the style of these cars, but I love the look of the year that I have and everything. So it's just something where if it wasn't too expensive, I'd probably keep it on the road. My kids are at a point where one day they're going to be driving. I'd love for them to have that car, you know, but at the end of the day, I'm also not looking for a money pit. I can't, you know, I'm not getting into that. This isn't something, you know, I'm not interested in that. I got to get something that's reliable and something that I can, you know, get on the road every day and go and sell real estate. And that's what I have to focus on right now, and throw beat seats in the back. So I'm like, maybe I'll get something bigger this time, that if I get an order for a bunch of beat seats, I'll throw them in the back and I could deliver them instead of like one at a time. I have to take orders and put the boxes in my car one at a time because it's a sports car. It's like, not sports car, but it's like, it's a, you know, it's the doors, you can't fit a lot in the car. It's like, it's a coupe thing, spoot, whatever the freak, you know? And when you throw a big beat seat box in there, you're only getting one in. And my wife's got, you know, you could fit three in there. You got the kids. So it's like, you know what I mean? But the bottom line is, I am, for the first time in 8 years, without a car tomorrow. I don't know what to do right now. I can get like a little Matchbox car, Jason. That get a Matchbox Ferrari. That was a great. I'll just jump on the back of that. Just throw it on the. We could tie the other end to an actual car. We're gonna get somebody with a Toyota, and I'm gonna attach my Ferrari Matchbox car to the back of it, and I'm gonna sit on it. And wherever they're going, that's where I'm going. Oh, hey, can you stop for a second? I'm gonna jump off here and I'm gonna tie myself to the back of that Capri over there. Yeah. Hey, can we do that? Do you mind? Oh no, you're in a rush? Okay. No, I'll go wherever you're going. You know what? Grandma, my wife was saying that too. She said, you know, you should look at, you know, Subaru. If I'm gonna go that again, I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. Like, it's a little scary, just the idea of having to, like, you know, the thing is this. Most people, not most people, but a lot of people will lease a car, and then every couple of years they just go and get the new lease. But I had to buy that car because I'm a realtor and I drive a ridiculous amount of miles. In 8 years, I did 252,000 miles. What's that? 40, 30, 32 a year. 32 and change a year. That's ridiculous for local driving. 32,000 miles a year. But I'm all over this. Wherever someone needs to go, I gotta support my. You know what I mean? I don't talk much about what I do during the day here, but I sell real estate and I will do whatever I need to in order to get my clients the best deal possible. I've got a construction background, so I provide added value. You know, I can help them diagnose a problem. I can help them estimate the work that needs to be done, line up contractors. My father's a builder. My brother's a builder. Before I did this, I built homes with them for 13 years. I use that term loosely. I was like a project manager. So I would be working with the clients, reviewing the plans with them, showing them things that are going on. I wasn't physically doing the work. But when you're around that for 13 years, you understand estimates. You understand what things cost. And so there are other real estate agents that have that, you know, as a feather in their cap, but not many. And outside of that, not many had 13 years of that experience under somebody with my father's 35 years of experience, and having that type of creativity being thrown upon my, you know, when you're working in that field. You know, my father's is creative the way I am with you guys here on this show. He is with home building and with renovating homes. My brother's that way. Like there's a way, there's something there. I guess it's something my grandfather passed down to all of us, but they do it in the construction vein, you know. And I did that with them for 13 years before I went out and got my real estate license to start my own business and to see if I can create something of my own. It wasn't until December 31st, 2018 that I decided, I guess, to just, and I wouldn't say break away, but to just start expressing myself on a daily basis. And we've been here since for 927 days. And now, bought that car in October of 2013, and today, on my daughter's birthday, I'm pretty sure it's being put to rest. And so now I go from having something that's an asset, and now I got to go and buy something or lease something, or it's just like, I actually was like, I paid that car off like, I want to say last October. It's like, so I had like less than a year of freedom with the car. It's like, it's all mine. All I'm just paying is the taxes to the town. And then dies on me. Sucks, you know? It's like, what kind of luck is that? On my daughter's birthday. Makes me want to play something. I need to get something out. Never gonna know what you don't know. It's too laid back to do something like that. How's everybody doing out there? I needed that. I needed that. Needed to let it all out for a little bit. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. Trish bought a futon today. She bought a Joey futon. Sleeps over Joe. Oh, yeah, was it lumpy? Like the real guy, the real thing? Oh. Yeah, Nancy, after this day, wow. So it was almost a farewell to the car too. So now I do have to figure out. I have to figure out what the heck to do next. I go over here so I make sure I see anybody who's sending love my way. Thank you, Renee. How's everybody doing out there? It would be a great thing to drink with Sid 45. You're absolutely right. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this has been one of those weird things, one of these weird days that come through like once in a blue, you know, and it happens. But you gotta roll with the punches, and you have to figure out how to make make tomorrow happen. You know, so tomorrow no car, so to figure that out, I still don't know. I think Jason says it's, and I'm 99% sure he's right, but I don't think it's the only issue. That is the transmission. And if that's the case, I'm gonna have a problem trying to figure that out. I don't know. Maybe get a moped or something. We'll see. But it's just frustrating because 8 years of not having to. I mean, there's been times where you're waiting and things don't work out. You have tires have to be replaced like twice a year on that car. So there's lots of things that have had to happen along the way, but the car still got me where I needed to go. Oh, this thing's arched up. We gotta get this thing fixed. Are you kidding me? This is going the wrong way, man. I'm like, why is the action all messed up on my guitar? Well, it's because it's facing the sky. What are you doing over there? realized something that's kind of cool. I get this really cool rush because I am hearing what I want to hear, or like, it's weird to explain, but I'm hearing the notes I want to play, and I don't know how to play them because I never took a lesson. And then when I hear them come to life, I get the reward of like hearing what I heard in my head happen. It's really cool. I don't know, when I was able to start transferring that completely from mind to guitar, it wasn't that long ago, I don't think, but I don't know. Maybe it was. I just don't know. But when I'm in my head there, eyes closed, I'm just like, I'm hearing a note, or I'm hearing this bend, and then I'm hearing this run, and then I'm just like, okay, let me play it. And I never knew how to do that before. So I was always too timid, I guess. You gotta always just you lead with your friggin' heart, throw the chest out there, and you'll hear. Sometimes I'll be like, it doesn't sound bad, but you just... But a note throws in there, and I'm just like, man, I hit the wrong note. Because I don't know what freaking notes I'm playing, dude. I'm just hearing stuff and trying to find it on the way. You know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, that works. Well, one day I was sitting I heard, this is what I started with, and then I heard, like horns. Became my song Tiptoe. We had enough of that. What is that hitting against the freaking... Oh, my cable. I'm like, what is that annoying thing going on? Smacking up against the side of the beat seat and sounding terrible for the last song, too. Here we go. I'm still around here. Can you come over here? Here, do me a favor. Why don't you destroy my car on my daughter's birthday and then be annoying with the wire afterwards, too? Can you do both things for me? Oh, check? Okay, good. You did it. There we go. Better. Be one beat or it's not. voice action is really high right now. I gotta get it down to a normal level. Don't mess with me on the same day you took my car away. You're messing with a guitar tonight. No, sorry. And then you put it all the way over there, so I try to drop it? Gosh almighty. What is going on here? Let's put the stand 7 miles away so when he tries to put it down in a normal spot, it falls. We break the neck on the guitar the same day he breaks his car. What the freak? What the freak, right? Anyway, how's everybody doing out there? I'm here, doing my best. I'm doing my best. We got a situation. I'm here. Carless. January, July 15, whatever. I feel like it's January. Sitting outside baking in the sun today, waiting for that freaking AAA truck to come. Thanks for coming out and helping me get the car to the shop so they could tell me tomorrow that your freaking thing is shot. Oh. And I think it may be too much to get back into now. In fact, I think I told it perfectly earlier. So if you have a chance afterwards, go back to see. But bottom line is the car's dead. 8 years of service. And now I'm here. I got a woohoo earlier, so that's good. I guess I got a woohoo. And my brother. I got a $2. My brother. Hooking my brother up. I say thank you. Because I'm here. Trying to figure out what to do with the car tomorrow. Yeah. So. That's the bottom line. Is you got to be ready for whatever the freak is coming next. You know what I mean? Like you could be doing your thing. And all of a sudden you're driving and then the car's like, I don't feel like going. Sig Sauer, my brother, thank you so much for your donation. Keith Henry. Keith hooked the brother up. A double-decker. I didn't see the double-decker. Sid did a triple-decker. Sig, my brother, gave us a triple-decker. Crazy if I'm typing hello to everyone here. Howdy, this is a vibe here, Mark. Thank you so much, Sig. You rock, brother. Bottle this vibe here. I'll know you rock. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we need to continue rocking out with new stuff. I am working on something right now. It's been 3 days since I dropped a piece of content. And now I don't know when I'm going to be able to drop a piece of content again, guys. Like, I mean, seriously, it's crazy. I got to get a car somehow tomorrow to figure that out. And, oh my goodness. I'm going to have to go sell, I got to find more clients. I got to sell more real estate if I'm going to get a freaking car. Slick 50 always gets another 50K. Really? This is a weird thing, Sig. It was sounded like some crunching going on, really bad. Didn't sound good. Yeah, you're going to want to get that checked out type of situation, yeah. But, when you get 252,000 miles on the car, Yeah, Sid, is it 2013? And I put 253,000 miles on it in 8 years. So, yeah, I did that. I don't think it's a world record or anything, but I did it. And now, carless. So, I don't know. Tomorrow I'm going to have to go and figure this all out, But it's just a frustrating thing because you never expect these things to happen. Especially when you just became free from the man last October. Finished paying the car off and everything. Yeah. You get the first real car that I bought. You know what I mean? So proud. Did a big transaction in 13. I'm like, I'm buying that car. As a dream, I'm getting a car. 8 years later, I finally paid off 7 years, 6 years, whatever. Maybe a little over a year, but still, that freaking car now is not going to live anymore. Unbelievable. I wish I knew how to fix cars. I just wouldn't be able to fix it anyway. What am I going to jack up the engine somehow? Yeah, lift it up. Thing's probably shot. Sig says Slick 50. I don't even know where to put the Slick 50, buddy. I think that goes into transmission area somewhere like that. It's a good run. Sid, you're right. It was a good run. Now I have to figure out what to do next. So that's why I appreciate Sig. Thank you, brother. And look, you can't say thank you enough when you get love from your brothers and sisters. And Keith, thank you so much. And Sig, because every little bit is going to help me tomorrow figure out what the hell to do with my carless situation. I don't know. Real estate agent without a car. Interesting. It'll be interesting. So here's the craziest part. I called my client on the road. Sig, I'm on the highway and you hear it like, and it sounded like that, but from the engine or something. Maybe it was the transmission. I don't know. But it's going bad when I'm pushing on the gas. And then even when I didn't push on the gas and it was in neutral, I put it in neutral and it was still doing it. I'm like, there's something really messed up right now. I pull off the exit. I get off the thing. And all of a sudden, it starts going yippity yappity you. Like, it sounded like the engine fell, but transmission fell or whatever. And as I got to the light, I'm on the phone with my wife and I'm like, I don't think this thing's going anymore. I put my foot on the gas and it goes clang, 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 clang. Same thing sounded like it was going to fall, but then it kept driving a little bit more. And then it brought me to the entrance to the commuter lot. And as I pulled in and turned in, it goes clang, clang, clang. Same thing. Like, okay, something just fell. As I pull in, I'm like looking, is there anything underneath? No. And then I pull up. I was able to somehow just get enough speed to start the arc of backing into a spot there, the only spot. And it was right next to a handicap. So thank goodness I was able to pull far enough up where I didn't go into the handicap spot. But as I pulled up, that was it. Car was done. Seized up in that spot. And then by seized up, I mean like it went into park. I'm in drive, but it went into park. And I'm like, that's weird. So then I put it into reverse. As I start to go into reverse, turn the wheel and go back, it goes clang, 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 and it puts itself into park. And I'm like, okay. So then I put it into drive again to try to go up like 1 foot to turn the wheel straight. Crank, crank, clank, clank. I put it into neutral, and I pushed it backwards with my foot, about 1 foot, and then it went into park from neutral. So it's the freaking U-joint? Really? What's the U-joint? You know what? I don't know what it is, but hopefully they can fix it. If it's the universal joint, that would be good. You know, I used to play music with the guy whose grandfather invented the universal joint. Can you believe that? It's pretty crazy. Yeah, Amber, the crazy thing is, and this is what you missed in the story I told earlier, but the road that this took place on is it's the most dangerous highway in Connecticut. And if Sharon was on here right now, I wish Sharon Alvarado was on here. You guys, if you see her, pop in, ask her about Merritt Parkway. There's nowhere to pull off on the Merritt Parkway. And it's really weird because you need to every once in a while to get a flat or something, or like your transmission or whatever goes, whatever that is, or the U-joint, whatever. And all of a sudden, you need to find a spot. Nowhere to go. Sig says it's the U-joint. It's going to the it was towed to the shop. And I don't know what the hell. I called them up. This happened at 5:30, guys. This happened at 5:30. And actually, no, it was closer to 6 because I was on my way to meet my client for 6. No, it was 5:30 on the way. So I called my client up. This is the craziest part. And I'm having this issue. Before I called my wife, this is how I run my business, just so you know. Before I worried about myself and getting wherever I needed to go, I called my client up, who I was going to meet. And I said, look, I'm in the car on the Merritt, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get to our appointment. This thing's making, I said, do you hear the noise? It's this? And I put the car, he goes, vague, I can't really fully hear it. He goes, he says, I'm glad you called. I was about to call you and tell you that I can't make it. Like, I'm caught up. Let's do it another time. Like, can we do it tomorrow? And I'm like, I guess if I could find a car, I don't know. And he's like, yeah, I got to do it tomorrow because I can't do it today. And I'm like, geez, I wish I'd called him first to just be like, I don't know. I felt like the car was acting, it has been acting very strange lately. It hasn't been driving right. It's been making weird noises, but it's been driving me. It's still been getting me places. And honestly, it's not like I'm like, oh, well, let me go fix that car. Let me throw this at that car repair. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's not that type of situation. I mean, it's like, today's my daughter's birthday. Like, what? Are you repairing a car on my daughter? What? What are we doing here? So, bottom line is, yeah. It's just, it's a weird thing, I mean, you guys understand how life is. You have things that you have to, you have different priorities, okay? My priorities are not, hey, let me go and fix the car right now. You know what I mean? Like, that's life. You know, you got to figure out what you need to do, what's important at the moment. And right now, if the car's getting me somewhere, then I got to do it. You know what I mean? I got to hope it gets me there. And today it didn't. Today it was the last straw. But we'll see. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that now. Now I just have to strap up my belt and just get back out there. And I don't know, like I said, I have to find maybe another couple clients to sell real estate to in order to figure this all out. You know, I was like I said, it's the one monkey off my back. One monkey off my back was when I paid the bank off for that car. I was like, it's finally mine, you know. And then you freaking have this happen a year and a half later. It's like, man, I would love to have just had that thing be there. Let's drive that thing forever. You know what I mean? It's mine now. I own the car. I got the title somewhere over here where I finally was like, it's yours, you know? 6 says it's universal joint. Hopefully it is. So I do appreciate any donations that you guys send my way to Venmo, PayPal. Those are something I can actually take advantage of tomorrow, and hopefully use that to figure out if it's a rental or whatever I have to come up with for a few days. But I appreciate anything you guys do to support. Don't have to, obviously, at all. But it's just this is definitely a crazy thing that happened today. And the worst part, guys, is like my daughter turned 6, and she had to spend a couple hours like waiting for a pickup guy, and like I just feel so bad. It's such a crap day for her. Man. She'll never forget it though, I guess, right? I'll never forget my car died on my daughter's birthday, but she'll never forget that on her 6th birthday. That her daddy's car died, and that she had to spend some time waiting for it. But look, guys, this is navigating the unexpected. You know what I mean? Like, you can't control things. You have to just roll with the punches. And sometimes it's tough, but you got to get back out there. You got to get back up and go. And that's where I'm at today. So, that being said, I think I could use a laugh. I need a laugh pretty much right now, I think, because of all this garbage. Let me see if I could find something. Oh, you know what I can use right now, guys? We haven't watched this one in a while. And maybe nobody knows this one. Maybe you do. Let's see if I can find it. Why is this on? Alright, I found it. So, I haven't watched this in a while. I think we need it. Check this out, ready? A little laughter for us all. This is something I accomplished. Now, maybe I should play the two-parter. I'm going to play the two-parter. So bottom line is, this is an idea I had when I was 19, maybe even 18, with my buddy. We were talking about funny ideas, and I said, you know, I always had this great idea, and I'd love to shoot it, and we joked about it. One day in New York City, he tried to pull it, and it didn't work at all. It was terrible. It was terrible. And I told a story about that. Anna, thank you so much. You are amazing. Uber. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. This right here, guys, is how it all started, okay? This is 2006 at Gettysburg College. I played a concert, and this happened. So you see the prelude to what you're about to see. Check this out. This is original stuff right here.
So then I said to him,
Old school.
you ought to customize your car insurance with Liberty Mutual, so you only pay for what you need.
A little steel drum action. I'm trying to find this there it is, xylophone. Ready? Might be a little too loud. There's a long delay on that, though. We could work something on that. And then it's always like one of those old drug commercials. It's like, and then Roger came into the room with hash. Hey, Bobby, do you want to try this hash? What's that all about? It's really cool, dude. What's that noise in the background? Seriously, you should check it out. My mom's out back. Always call your parents first. I've been coming up with little things I've been thinking about lately. I've been doing magic. I've been doing these, like, sometimes I levitated once. It was a true story. And then someone was like, wow, that's really cool. You know, Jesus was able to walk on water. And I said, I know, I've heard stories, you know. So I started thinking about it, and I'm a true believer in the one called the Christ, but I just was thinking about the whole walking on water thing, and I know what really happened. It's a sandbar. Right? You know? He was in charge of the ship that night, everybody else is asleep. And he hits the sandbar, he gets out to move the friggin' boat, and they're like, dude, look at Jesus, he's walking on water. And of course, come on, Jesus is like a ham. He loved it. He was like, yeah, guys, check it out, I'm walking on water. It's late at night, you can't see that there's sand underneath the water 3 inches down. And Jesus is walking on water, they're in the middle of the ocean. Sandbars are everywhere, let me tell you. So that's my theory, I don't know if it's true or not. It just looks really cool, it looks like it's a really friendly area. I gotta say, because I come from like 20 minutes, half hour outside of New York City, the coldest place on the planet, let me tell you, seriously. You know what my favorite thing to do is when I go on elevators in New York City, because you know what, have anybody here been in New York City on an elevator? Okay, a couple people have. You know how like awkward it gets on there, because nobody says anything. It's always like this melting pot, it's people from all over the world in this elevator at one time. Everybody's looking at the wall, nobody says a thing. So what I like to do is I have one of my buddies with me usually, he's in one corner, I'm in the other. And I'll do the fake fart. You guys ever done this? You ever done this? You're just sitting there and it's completely quiet.
Nobody's ever done this. Nobody's ever done this. It's just a stupid thought I had. I saw some other people actually did make videos like this online, so it wasn't an original thought, I guess. Other people have thought this before, but I thought it when I was 19 and I didn't do anything about it until about maybe, 4 months ago, guys? Like, I'm not sure when I did it, but I was finally like, we're doing this thing. Because I'm not going to sit back anymore and say I thought of something and I didn't accomplish it. Hammerlin Jameson, Wayne Doppler, Dr. Wayne Doppler. Dr. Wayne Doppler I thought of when I was 19 years old driving through a rainstorm in Darien, Connecticut. I'm driving and all of a sudden it's pouring. And I thought to myself, how funny. I don't know why, but I said, how funny would it be if there was a guy who was so tall that he got the weather first? And he called himself, his name's Wayne Doppler. He said he calls himself the Doppler 5000. And I just knew the Doppler 5000 was like everybody. He was like, we got the Doppler 5000. And I was like, Wayne Doppler is the tops. And like, he gets the weather first. It starts raining. He gets it like that much quicker than everybody else. Like, oh, I know it's raining. Like, oh yeah, it is raining. You're right. But he was first. And so that was the whole idea of Wayne Doppler. Guess what? We brought Wayne Doppler to life. He's in my first feature film, Batmark versus Supermark. He's a villain. What? It's awesome. It's crazy. Every inkling of an idea or creative urge that we have on the show, we go for. Whether it's good or not, I'm fully expressing. And that's why even here I had a terrible day and we took that guitar out and we made some music. But this idea of creating characters and letting them become something of their own. Wayne Doppler, Hammerlin Jameson, who we haven't done in a little while, but Hammerlin is freaking awesome. In fact, I should watch some Hammerlin with you. But this is an example of when we take a creative idea that I had when I was 19 years old and we say, you know what, forget the fact that I'm not 19 anymore and that this is a childish thing. It's an idea that I had and bringing it to the surface. Here we go. This is called How Dare You Fart in the Elevator by Menon. Are you going to work? There we go. Hey, how you doing? What's up? Not much.
Hi, boys. How are you?
Like your shirt. Star Wars.
It is a nice shirt, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Did you?
Is that you?
It was clearly you. Oh my.
Did he just fart on the elevator?
Yes, he just farted on the elevator.
Disgusting.
Totally. Oh my goodness. Get away. Just get away from us. You're terrible. That smelly butt. Do you mind if I get closer to you? I'm sorry.
Hey, how you doing? What's up? Not much.
Hey, how's it going there, fellas?
Like your shirt. Star Wars.
Star
Wars. What are you, a little 7-year-old? How dare you? Are you kidding?
Fudge.
Did you just...
Is that you?
You're about to get an elbow in the fudge. You can't fart.
Did he just fart
on
in
the
the elevator?
Yeah, he just farted in the elevator. I'm gonna stand closer to you. Disgusting is right. You're a pig. You ever been elbowed in the fudge? How dare you?
Oh my goodness, Botch.
Hey, how you doing? What's up? Not much.
Excuse me, how you doing?
Like your shirt. Star Wars.
I'm not wearing a Star Wars shirt. What are you talking? Oh, him. Whatever. Are you freaking... Did you just...
Is that you?
It was you. Are you kidding? You want an elbow in the fudge?
Did he just fart on the elevator?
Yeah, he just farted on the... How dare you? It's disgusting is right. I can't think of you. You can fart on the elevator? I'm gonna kick this guy. What are we doing over here?
Hey, how you doing? What's up? Not much.
Hi,
Like your
boys.
shirt. Star Wars.
Does have a nice shirt. Oh my goodness. Did you just...
Is that you?
It was not... It was clearly you. Are you kidding me? You farted on the elevator?
The elevator?
Yes, he just farted. Right. You're disgusting. I'm sorry. Do you mind if I get closer to you? This guy's gross. Get away. I'm gonna call the super.
Hey, how you doing? What's up?
Oh, hold the door. Hold the door. Can you push 8 for me? Thank you.
Like your shirt. Star Wars.
Thank you. Oh, him. Okay. Oh my goodness. Are you? Are you? No, it was you. It was him. Are you?
Did he just fart on the elevator?
Yeah, he just farted right in the elevator. You're disgusting. Get the hell away from us. I'm gonna get close to you. Do you mind? You're a pig. Freaking rock and roller.
Hey, how you doing? What's up? Not much. Like your shirt. Star Wars.
Gentlemen.
Is that you?
What? The freaking elevator
Did he
vibrated.
just fart on the elevator?
Yeah, this guy, seismic, over here. What did you eat? What the hell? Oh, are you kidding me? You're freaking gross, dude. Okay. Freaking rock and roller.
This bit goes
How dare
on.
you? Hold on now, man. You gonna hang out elevator style? Alva, how you doing? Holy cow, guys. Out of my mind is what happens here. I'll tell you what, I almost didn't do that last clip because D said that he was over it. I'm sorry, D. You over it? You didn't get that last bit. You didn't get that last bit. If I didn't do that last bit, you wouldn't get the last bit. You're disgusting, pig. That's the tagline of the final clip you're gonna see tomorrow. How dare you try to navigate the show? You can't do that, no. I'll do 50 million takes. How dare you? 5,623 takes in a row. You went. It worked tomorrow. You had a sandwich, came back, still doing freaking takes. I'm sorry. D, I'm sorry. You went to work. You raised your children. You took them to school, right? Parochial, elementary, middle school. Started freshman year, right? You came back. I'm still freaking doing takes. I'm still working my craft. I'm sorry. You didn't know. Fudge. Yeah.
Foch is out of his mind. I love it.
Chewbacca, how are you, my friend?
I freaking love Foch. It reminds me, sometimes I'll watch some of these characters and I'm like, I haven't done this guy in a while. Or, like we used to Foch all the time, and now FutureMark has been kind of taking over. Because FutureMark's a lot of fun, first of all, and FutureMark's me, so I don't have to like put on a voice. Like doing Foch is not, it's straining on the voice. Hold on a minute. You don't think that's easy? What are we doing? I can't figure. How dare you? That's not the easiest thing in the world to do to your voice. It just, as an impressionist, I just can get right into it, but it's not like it's a healthy thing to create a scratchy voice like that. You know what I mean? But I do it. Wow, guys, you come down. Renaissance. We're going to have a good time, every night. Carless, you're going to have a car go one direction or another. You can't. You drive, car goes crank, crank, rook. That's what happened. In your car, driving, sunny day, the crazy humidity, 1,000 degrees. God dies. It's funny you said this, Anna, but my wife was saying we saw I pulled off the road right in front of a car that had pulled off the road. So my car acted up right when somebody else pulled off the road because their car went down. I didn't think about this till later. I pull off in front of them. I see them behind me, like a quarter mile behind me. And as I'm sitting there waiting for the tow truck, we see them coming off with some other tow truck. And my wife goes, oh, well, those people were on the Merit. And I said, oh, I saw them too. I pulled off right in front of them. And she's like, yeah, that's the second car I saw where cars that were waiting to be picked up. On the way back, I jump in the car, get the car on the flatbed, and my wife and I are driving. We see another car pulled over on the other side of the road. Maybe it was around the same place as where I was. I don't know. And the car was down. And she's like, that's the third car in the last half hour. And I saw a lot of people. Then my wife said, something's going on with the moon right now. And it's true. There's this thing going on. Every 16 years is a cycle, something like this. I wish we could have wages to fill us in on what it is. But there's a cycle that takes place every 16 years. And we're going through this phase now where like up is down, down is up. It's a weird thing, I think, where, usually high tide would mean that the tide goes higher. And like then this other 16-year period, high tide means it goes lower. It's really weird. I don't know. They also say that all the sea levels are going to rise. Holy this, look at this. Anna says, I believe we all got EMP'd. I'm not sure if we got EMP'd, but I'll tell you what. There's definitely something going on right now with the lunar cycle, and it has to absolutely do with the way everything is functioning, frequencies and all that. I saw a crazy video earlier today I want to share with you guys and see if you've heard of this or seen this. But with frequencies, with the right frequencies and audio, you could pick up rocks. You could levitate stuff. And it's crazy. I saw this video of all these different stones, huge pieces of stones, huge stones being lifted up with vibration from resonance of 30 hertz. I don't know what that was. I don't know. But they were literally levitating off the ground. And what it said above was, this is how the pyramids were built. This is how Stonehenge was built. It's with frequencies. So this is how they moved huge rocks. Why don't we do that now? Why we got to build a truck? Frequencies, man. Everything's about frequencies and energy, yes. But here's the thing. Figuring out what frequencies do what. Like, how do we open up wormholes? How do we black holes going back in time? Maybe it's just with frequencies, guys. Maybe it's not some sort of machine. It's a matter of hitting the right frequency and intention. I saw some other stupid guy or whatever, but he's like, oh, if you want to go back in time, all you have to, he goes, don't try this. Don't ever try this. This weird thing he says, everything is, don't ever try this. And he goes, if you want to if you want to time travel, you can do it. You just have to put this sign on your hand, and then you have to say, I am here, and now I am here, and or something like that. I don't know, some stupid thing. and you write down the exact date you want to go to, and you say, I am here, and now I am here, or whatever. You put your hand on it, and he's like, you say it, and you close your eyes, and when you open up, you will be there. I'm like, he's like, but if you don't put the sign on the piece of paper, you'll be lost there you'll be lost in the Netherlands. I'm like, oh my goodness, one of these guys, you know? It's just crazy. Yeah, I need a ham radio. I need to start buying like supplies. I got prep stuff down below. I haven't bought it myself. Sig helped me out. He was like, this is what people buy, and they're all affiliates. EMP, I didn't get one yet. I got to get an EMP shield. You get a discount when you use my code down below. I think it's Real Talk Mark or something like that, or Mark Pyers. I think it's Mark Pyers. You get, I want to say $50 off or something like that. I need to order EMP shield. I got the VPN already. That's down below. I got that. I do have. I got a VPN. I am VPN. Down below, you can see the affiliate, and you can get involved. But the bottom line is this. Ask a church. You know, it's interesting, but it happened right at 5. I could tell you. Let's see. I'll tell you what time I called my client, because that was when it was happening. All right, it was at 4:57 Eastern Time. At 4:57 Eastern Time, I called my client. I was on my way to meet him at a 6 o'clock appointment. 4:57. I mean, I'm typically early, so I went there. I would have been about 20 minutes early. I would have been able to just get there and you know, you make a call or two, or maybe edit something for 5 minutes before he arrived. And Sharon, oh my goodness, I wanted to say, I said it earlier, Sharon. I said I hoped you'd come by. Sharon, today I got stuck on the Merritt Parkway. Can you please tell everybody how dangerous the Merritt Parkway is for people who want to pull off and maybe safely wait for a tow truck? And I'm saying south of, I'm down in the south of exit 44, so everything in the Fairfield County, it's the worst. I'm not sure about up in New Haven. I think there may be a little bit of a pull off, but not a lot. There's not a lot still. It's not a road where you have room to pull off. There's just some areas where the forest is further back up north when you start getting up into New Haven County. But down where I am, there is nowhere to pull off. It's the dangerous where my wife always says, I'll never take the Merritt. I'll always take 95. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take the Merritt. It's easier for me to get to my work. It's easier for me to get to most of those showings that are not near the beach or whatever, you know. You got two separate sides of the area in Fairfield County. I'm hitting the side that's on the Merritt, and you got the side by 95. Is it really? Look at that. Sharon says it's the deadliest parkway in the United States, guys. Did you hear that? I live and I drive on the deadliest parkway in the United States, Sharon. I had no idea that. I'm no longer driving on the Merritt Parkway. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Deadliest? What the freak? Sharon's going to really be upset when she hears what I did. So, Sharon, I heard this rattle, tattling doing underneath the car. I don't know what it was. Seems to be consent within the chat from Sig that it was the U-joint. The universal joint, that is, if you don't know. And the other thought, this was another from Jason Vickery early on, was that it most likely is a tranny thing. Not the thing with the LGBTQT794. I'm talking about an actually transmission thing. And it's still as bad as a traffic controller, and that's how come I get things right now. Oh, yeah. So listen to this. And this happened at 12:30. It's the deadliest parkway in the United States. That's crazy. So I pull off the road, and I check this out. Sharon, I'm sitting there. This is nuts. And I want to say thank you to Anna for giving a donation like that to this program on the day that we lost a car. And lost is a euphemism. It's not gone. It may be something that's fixable. I highly doubt it, based on the way it sounded. It sounded like that thing's done. At least it's going to cost more than I want to spend in a car with 252,000 miles on it to fix. We'll see. But regardless of that, I pull off the side of Merritt because this sounded bad. Like, I don't think I can get any further. So I pull off to the side of the road, and literally this much room, 1.5 feet, 2 feet, maybe, That's all I could go. I didn't. First of all, I didn't want to go far enough, like onto a hill, and then I can't get the car back on the road. So I pull off as far as I can, and I'm about 1.5 feet off the road. Cars are blaring by me. I go out and I'm like, something's wrong. Something's hanging down. There's something fell. It sounded like that. And I look underneath, and this is the stupid thing. I'm looking underneath, and I look under my tires. I see there's a little bit of a gap, that's why I went down there. But then I see cars coming. One car flies by, and I'm thinking to myself in that split second, I'm 1.5 feet off of the Merritt Parkway right now. 1.5 feet. I'm underneath my car, looking at what's going on, and cars are coming at me at 65 miles an hour. What are the chances that somebody's looking at their phone? Pretty good. What are the chances that they just veer off slightly, 1 foot, 1.5 feet, right about where that sound is, and they hit right in the back of my car and run over me, and I'm dead. So I jump up and I'm like, I am not staying here. And I'm like, I got to find a place that I can pull off safely and wait for AAA. I start pushing the car, I'm driving it. I got the hazards on. I'm like half on, half off the side, that one lane. So my my right side is literally on the grass. The other side's I'm like straddling the lane, between grass and wherever I can go. I jump back on because it's moving like 7 miles an hour, but somebody's going behind me. Then as a truck comes behind me with like one of those, it's like attached to a trailer. Is a trailer. Like he's got like some sort of Winnebago attached to his car. So he's got his blinkers on. And I'm like, okay, good. I'm going slow. This guy behind me is not being a jerk about it, being like honking. He's going slow because he's got a Winnebago thing. So I literally humped it. I don't know how I got there. This thing sounded terrible the whole way. I called my wife after I got my client and told him this isn't going well. I'm not getting the 2-hour appointment. And he's like, oh, I was about to call you and tell you I can't get there anyway. I'm like, what the freak, man? I wish I knew that earlier. I would have stayed home and never would have happened. Anyway, it would have happened tomorrow, But so I'm driving. I pull off the side of the road. And, you got past that. I get back on, I get off the next exit, which is exit 42, Sharon. And as I pull off the exit, but I'm like, there's the commuter lot. I know it's there. It's always been there. And as I come around that corner and I turn the wheel enough to make that turn, clang, clang, clunk, clunk, clunk. Ooh, it sounded bad. I get to the light. I'm home with my wife. I'm like, I don't think the car's moving. What it just sounded like, sounded like something fell underneath my car, out from the car. And I'm like, I'm going to try. The lot is right there. I'm trying it. I put my foot down on the gas, crank, 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 crank. I don't even know. It pushed a couple feet more. And then I was like, I'm not sitting here. There's the entrance. I pushed through it, guys. I dealt with the noise and whatever the freak it was. And somehow I got into that lot, backed in enough. And then I pushed it in neutral in order to get, safe enough for my wife to show up. But bottom line, it could have gone very badly, multiple ways. Someone hits my car, I'm underneath. I'm there because I have to wait for AAA on the Merritt, and someone hit the same thing. I'm sitting in my car waiting because it's 1,000 degrees today, so I'm sitting in the AC, and someone drives into the back of me. Do you know, I had 2 cousins that were out in Portugal when I was a kid. I remember this story. And they fell asleep on the side of the road in Portugal, and that happened. A truck hit them from behind. So that's real, and that could have happened very easily. So I'm thankful. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I got to somehow figure out how to get another car after that's my car, and now I don't know what the hell to do. But again, I'm also not willing to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a car that's got 252,000 miles on it. It's a cool car. I love that car. And it would be great for my kids to have it one day because I do own it outright. It's something when you go and you buy a car like secondhand from some guy off the street, But when you go into a dealership and you for the first time, like I was married with my kids, first, I think 1 or 2 kids. hold on a second. This was, no, all my kids. I had all my kids. And I walk in there and I'm like, I'm doing this, you know, like this is a big deal to go and get a, you know, this is like the first real car, you know. I mean, I've had lots of cars, but this is like the first one that's just like, you know, you're a kid and you dream of having a nice car and you get that car, and 8 years later, kicks the freaking bucket. How dare you? I can't make you. But we'll figure out what's going on. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Sharon, about a month and a half ago, I had a flat tire on the Merritt, and that was the same thing. I was like on the Merritt Parkway, like about to change a flat, and I'm like, I'm just driving on this freaking flat. I'm going on the rim. I rimmed it all the way to the freaking exit. I got out there. And then I had an issue changing the tire that day, because there are these little pads that are underneath these cars, like so you could fit the jack in there. It's like this pad specifically designed to fit that part of the jack, because these jacks they give you with these cars, they go up from the ground up like this. It's a weird jack. It's not a normal looking jack that you remember as a kid, and it's based on the centrifugal force or whatever the freak they call it. And so you're jacking up, and it's going like this. It's not doing what you normally expect, and it's because it's got this little ball stuck into the thing. It's a specific design. Well, 250 whatever thousand. One of the things was ripped out. It must have fallen out at some point. I don't know what happened. And then, you know, thank goodness after trying for a while to get that fixed and really starting to get nervous because I couldn't, there was no way I was going to be able to change this tire based on the fact I couldn't jack it up. I tried it. It pulled off the ground effects on the car. It's crazy. And so I look underneath on the other side, and thank goodness I saw one there, so I ripped it out and stuck it in on the bottom, and that I needed it. It was a wrap. Yeah, I was able to do it that way. Sometimes you gotta improvise. That's what happened. But, yeah, I know, Sig, that's true. Sig said you definitely did more damage driving it. I know I did. Like, that was the thing. Like, I probably could have saved myself some serious trouble if I didn't get to that clanking noise that I heard at the end, where it's literally sounded like something was going on there. Like, before that, it sounded bad, too. It was like, it was like metal, like almost like a fan hitting something. It was weird, but it was loud. And then it progressed to this really bad thing with the clanking and the cars haunted. It definitely is a weird day, though, that it happened the same day as Anna and somebody else. A lot of other people had the same thing. So anyway, I appreciate you guys allowing me to vent on it. We played some music to kind of get through it. And tomorrow, hopefully, you know, or not hopefully, but we will figure it out. I'll figure out how to do it, you know. And any support you guys give is very much appreciated. Like I said, preferred method for this purpose specifically would be either PayPal or Venmo, or Cash App, which Trish, thank you so much, took advantage of the other day. And those are down below the links. That is very much appreciated. As I may have to, at least for a few days, get a rental while I figure out what to do. Because they have to look at the car tomorrow. So I'm out absolutely tomorrow. I have to get a rental tomorrow. I just realized that's at least what I have to do. And then maybe for 2 or 3 days while I get through the weekend, and then on Monday I can figure out where I am. Because what are the chances they're going to look at it tomorrow? They probably have a lot of stuff planned. That's also the thing. The shop I sent it to was closed when I called them at 5, whatever it was. They were already closed. So they don't even know the car's coming. Like, the crazy thing is, I have to call them in the morning because they're going to show up and see a car in the lot and be like, whose car is this? And like a key, and they're like, what is going on? You know what I mean? Like, so I got to get up. Let me see what time they open. Let's see. Because that's the bottom line right now. Is I got to call them before they get in, or as they're getting in. So, because they're going to walk up there and be like, what the heck is going on here? So let's see. Let's see if we can get the info right here. What's the 411? What time are you opening tomorrow? They open at 7:45 a.m. That's only 6 hours and 30 minutes from now. So who's good at math? 7:30. Yeah, 7 hours and 30 minutes from now is when I will be calling to let them know about my vehicle. Excuse me, I have a vehicle that used to be a vehicle. Now it's, I think, a piece of like metal, partial metal. I don't think those cars are made of metal anymore. Who the freak knows? Anyway, look. This is what we all deal with sometimes. You got to go through life and you got to deal with the ups and the downs. And sometimes there's more downs than ups, and you just got to still wipe your freaking self up and get up and go. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do? Give up? How dare you? You can't give up. No. You got to just get your tail up and say, okay, what the hell do I have to do to adapt in order to make something happen? And tomorrow, I'm going to be adapting like a mo. Right? I mean, like, what do we do? I gotta get myself a rental or something, and then I gotta figure out, I gotta go find a house to sell. The freaking, I gotta go get another car now. What? That wasn't in the budget. What are you talking about? I didn't think, well, what are we doing here? I don't know. You know, the problem is that the reality is if I have to go and do that, like, it's going to affect a lot. Like, I don't know. It's going to affect, it could affect. I don't know. We'll see. Like, I think I may have to adjust the length of these shows. Like, if I'm going to freaking buy a car or whatever, like right now, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe I have to do this. But like, I can't spend 2 hours a night plus, you know, doing a show if I need to find new clients and sell real estate, you know. This show has been on for 927 days in a row, and I'm going to do it just to see the world a better place. So, and then when kind donations come in, that's great, but I don't have any sponsors. I don't get paid here, so this is a hobby. This is a hobby. No matter how you look at it. Oh, you want to try to make the world a better place? All right, buddy, it's a hobby. What are hobbies? Hobbies are something you have to just throw some time at when you can. Well, I've been doing it. I just don't know if I can the way I've been doing it, you know? I mean, if this is my reality all of a sudden, like, that's an unknown, guys. You don't expect all of a sudden to have like a throwing a car into the mix. Like, what the? You know what I mean? A mortgage and everything else, and it's just like, it's a kick in the gut when something like that happens. So, but you know, like I said, it happens to everybody. There's no way around it. Like, at some point the car would die. It just happened to happen on my daughter's birthday, of all days. Irony. I don't even know what the irony is in that. Hey, buddy, you've been giving to the world for 927 days in a row. Let me destroy your car on your daughter's birthday. Take that too, Job. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, it's there's always a lesson in everything. The lesson is that, I don't know what the lesson is. I left an hour and 20 minutes early to an appointment that takes me 45 minutes to get to make sure I can get there on time. No issues. So can't do anything different. And 252,000 miles. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I may have to do that, Anna. We'll see. That's where that's where I'm thinking is like it would be awesome to me. It's so funny. You go through a stage in life where you're like, oh, like as a real estate agent, I thought I needed to have, this car or whatever it has to have. You have to have a specific car as a real estate agent, especially if you're selling in the high end. If you show up in a Datsun, ooh, you know what I mean? And like, it's a thing. Like, people in my area think that you got to show up, you got to act the part, or you got to show up with the same car that they drive. This is what my old mentor used to say to me. You show up and you drive a car that's in the similar vein. He goes, look, they're going to have much nicer cars than you. He goes, but if you have a car that's in the same vein, they're like, oh, this guy's doing all right. He's a good realtor. Well, I'm a good realtor. I don't need to show that through my car. You know what I mean? And the reality is, I just want something safe, because when you get behind the wheel, it all seems the same. I've had it doesn't matter. Like, I get behind the wheel and I'm like, Oh, yes, I have to remind myself what car it is sometimes. Because it's the same freaking car that, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not the only thing that certain little things I would miss, but outside of that, it's a car. And you get in it to take you places. And that's why I do find it interesting that some people are not into cars. They're just like, whatever. Because they're just like I thought just then. They're like, whatever, it just gets me from A to B. And then other people, it's all about, no, I got to have this. I got to have this upgrade. I have to have that. For me, at my point in my life where I'm right now, I'd like to continue to do the show as a hobby. If that's the way it is, it's a hobby, and I can show up here. But if I could figure out a way to do it without the other thing breaking my back, that'd be great. But the reality is, I don't want to go out there and throw some crazy other thing each month I have to worry about. So yeah, if I can get some sort of used car, I'm down with that. I don't even know. I was joking with my wife. I'm like, what about a pickup truck? You know what I mean? I throw beat seats in the back and mulch when I need mulch. Rickshaw. Oh goodness, Anna said, Mark, I'm going to make just to show up in a rickshaw. What would be funny is we do a show with a rickshaw where I'm carrying the rickshaw. Where can I take you? Oh, where do you need to go today? I'll give you a ride. I'm taking myself on the rickshaw. Oh my goodness. But you know what? This is the thing that's interesting. Things like this happen is when you seriously, if you're able to think of a solution to a problem at this point. I had a great idea that I thought would be brilliant, and it didn't work out. And not that it didn't work out, but I mentioned it, and then nobody thought it was good enough to really do anything with. But I was like, I don't even want to say. So you never want to say an idea that could be a business. Just throw it out there, because it still could be one. Because of what I dealt with today, I'm like, yeah, this would have been a good one today. My idea would have been perfect today, but it didn't work. No, I haven't really said Renee, just because I don't know. It's so funny. Honestly, I've had the car for 8 years, and when I go to a gas station, I say the black car. I don't say the brand, because I don't want it to people to be like, pompous sounding or whatever. So I'm always just the black car, And that's the reality is not that I'm embarrassed, but it's I don't know, not that I also didn't feel like I didn't deserve to be in it, because I work very freaking hard. But I never say oh, it's in the, I'm always just yeah, it's in the black car. You know what I mean? And then they're like, oh, number 2. I'm like, yeah, number 2, the black car at number 2. Just because, and then I let them say it. Oh, and it's just and it's not the most amazing car in the world, but it's just it doesn't seem like it's a very, it's just, I don't know, it's weird. I never really was the guy who just be like, hey guys, check out my whatever. Oh, check out my Ferrari, check out my Maserati. You know what I mean? It's oh, check out my black car. That's the black car. I need to put gas in it. Oh, it's crazy. But yeah, the whole thing was very, very nutty. I'm just glad I got through it okay. And like I said, if I could have gone backwards in time, I probably would have made the same move. I loved that car. It was great. But I also learned in the process of having that car that when you're behind the wheel of any car, it doesn't feel like you're in much of a different car. The seat is the only thing that feels different. That seat was pretty freaking awesome. Is pretty freaking awesome. But besides that, whatever. You know what I mean? If I can get in the car and I can get to my appointment and I can hopefully not pay a ridiculous amount of money for gas, thanks Sleep Sofa, I'm good to go. I mean, I would love to go get an electric car, but then those aren't doing anything good for me either, right? I mean, they don't last forever. And then I think it's something 95% of coal is used to make batteries for electric cars. So not sure about this savings thing they're talking about for the globe and being green, but still, the idea of not having to pay for gas is something that's very appealing to me. That's why I wish I went back and in time. If I was to get an electric car back then, that would have been awesome. Should we play a guessing game? Renee wants me to tell. Should we make it a guessing game? Let's do a hangman. We'll play hangman. Okay. You pick letters, and we'll start with that. Yes, Anna, you're right. It could have been a very, very bad thing. So I'm glad it happened the way. I mean, in a way, I got off the exit. Yeah, I did more damage, as Sig said, but I got the car into the parking lot. That's the safest place I could have been. And then my wife was able to get me. Yeah, my daughter's there on her birthday, and she spent some time waiting for the pickup truck. But I got to spend a little time with her, you know? And no matter what, you don't ever get to spend enough time, you know? That's the other thing, like, in a weird way, I got to spend more time with my daughter because I was going to an appointment on her birthday. And I would have missed like a lot of her birthday because of that. Because that would have been, if you think about it, that would have been from about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I left at 4:45, so it would have been from 4:45. I would have gone all the way down there, shown one property, or actually found out when I got there that he wasn't even able to make it. He would have called me and said, "Oh, sorry." He was going to call me and tell me, "Sorry, I can't make it." And I just happened to proactively to tell him, "So look, I'm not going to be able to get there because my car, I'm having issues." He's like, "Oh, I'm glad you called. I was going to try to call you and let you know. I don't think I can get there today. Let's reschedule." I'm like, but I would have gotten all the way down there, and then I would have been sitting in traffic on the way to get back. Here's the crazier thing. Oh, wow. Yeah, a lot of stuff's coming to light thinking about this, Anna. If I'd gotten down to the appointment, this is a 45-minute drive to 50 minutes on a good day from my house. An hour, taking an hour drive down, 2 hours, okay, on my daughter's birthday. If I'd gone down there, found out, sorry, can't make it, I turn around to head back 50 minutes to an hour away from my house. Then I have to call my wife and tell her, "Hey, I'm down here. You got to come all the way down here to get me on my daughter's birthday." And her whole night would have been ruined. And it would have been like 5:30 to 9 or 10 o'clock. So everything happens. Everything happens for a reason. Renee likes trucks. Okay, Renee said she started with a C. No, it doesn't start with a C. So did we do hangman? Let's see, we're going to make we made the bottom part of the, like the base for hangman. We haven't gotten to the man yet. We're good. Just got the base going, right? It's like, and at some point, we're going to get to the actual freaking hangman situation. But right now, we're just doing the bass. We're basing it. So yeah, I had the car for 8 years. I loved it. No, it does not start with an E. I don't even know what cars start with a C and an E. Let's think about that. What cars start with a C or an E? I mean, for a brand. Citroen. You had E is a. Oh, Sig is getting very close. Sid got very close right there. He almost nailed it. Almost nailed it. Sid, how did you get that's kind of a pretty much a. See, this is the thing. If you're smart. Oh, see now Sid is Kelk. If you guys look at CELK, Kelk. You got a little Kelk thing going on over there. Bottom line is this. Sid almost nailed it. The question is you're going to ask yourself is, well, which one did Sid nail it on? FutureMark. I can't tell you. That's something you're not allowed to know. Sig's wrong. Okay, so I gotta know too. Okay, so no, Renee, no. But Renee, okay, so Sharon, what car starts with a K? I'm trying to think. Cadillac? No, no. It's funny you say that though, because the other day I mentioned I'm getting my Cadillac, because in the song I was like, I jump in the Cadillac. That's just like a blues thing. I said I don't have a Cadillac. I've never had a Cadillac before. They're cool cars. They're very pimp. Kia, no. Oh my goodness, you guys are hilarious. You guys are hilarious. Oh, okay. I see. K is Kia. It's funny, I don't know that many cars. Like, nope on both of those. Goodness. This is actually a fun game. Let's see. Should I give a hint? No hints. No hints. I actually said already, I think I said, and I'm going to hang back now because I did say. Oh, look at my brother Nima in the house. Oh, buddy, good to see you. Are you saying the karma thing on me getting the, having the car issues? 8 years? Karma was that thing was good to me for 8 years. I got 252,000 out of it. No, but it's funny. I was saying earlier that Sid and Nima would probably be able to peg within a couple minutes, seconds, because he works with realtors. Most realtors, or a lot of realtors, buy specific cars. There's definitely a style of car that realtors purchase, or brands, specific brands. So Nima would probably nail it in 3 seconds. But again, if you look back, I said something and someone did kind of nail it. Somebody nailed it dead on, except for close. They got close. All they were missing was something with just the model. But besides that, there was some pretty close. I just gave it away. Delgatti. I may have gotten a Delgatti. So there's Sid's again getting very close in the Sid 45. So when Sid 45 gets involved, he knows what's going down. That's very close. It's the one step up from there, Sid. And that was the car. See, I can't even say it still. It's weird. But that was the car. And it was the 350. And that car has been really good to me. But it's ridiculous to fix. And I don't have any interest in spending ridiculous money on a car when, like I said, I'd rather be able to do this as a hobby than have to change things up, because now I got to go and freaking replace that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that's really getting to me. But Raven, how are you? But that's the thing that's been, tackling that. I mean, you think about it. I bought that, and then now it's crap, and it's not crap. I drove the hell out of it, And I know some people are like, whatever, it's just a car, dude. It's a big deal. It was a big deal to get that car, So now we must figure out a way forward. And that means getting something else. I'll get a freaking Kia. I don't give a crap. I'll get a Yugo. You got a Yugo? You got a Yugo? I'll you go where I go. I'll go where you go. Is that not the commercial? I'll go where you go. You jump in, you go. 3 miles an hour. You get there 7 years later. You got there, though. I'm proud of you. You got there. Oh my goodness. No way. Nima sent me a picture. Let me see this. Are they bringing the karma back? Yes, Carmen. Wait a second. Look at this thing. The Karma. Is this the Carmen Gia? No, the Karma was a company that came out a few years ago, I think. And it fell apart. Oh my goodness. There was a car called the Karma, something like that, years ago, and it started like catching fire. It was an electric car. Such a cool looking car, and it just didn't do well. I looked at that when I bought this car, though. It's crazy that you just brought that up, Nima. There was a car, I think it was called the Karma. And I saw it on, I want to say, I saw it, I think that guy Josh Altman had it on $1 Million Listing. And I remember my wife watched that show. When I was a realtor right at the beginning, I never watched, I couldn't stand that show because these people get tons of business and people would be like, oh yeah, did you see that deal that guy? I'm like, yeah, well, if I was on TV selling real estate, every freaking person that wants to buy real estate would be calling me saying, hey, can I work with you? Because they want to hopefully be on TV. Or they want to work the guy who's on TV. So I didn't care to ever see those shows because it's all BS. Like, you know what? Yeah, if you're on TV, you're going to get all the business. But I'm watching and I see he's driving this Carmen or whatever it's called, a Karma. And I was like, that thing is fire looking. But then I heard they were having lots of issues and they were like burning up on recharge, stuff like that. And I'm like, I can't chance. I mean, 8 years. I got 8 years out of that car. Gotta be happy about that. Yeah, Jason's right. That car's getting an elbow in the freaking fotch. How dare you do an elbow in the fotch? Can't figure. You way out. Oh, goodness. Amber. Holy cow, time for bed. It's 9:30 in Washington State. Yeah, it is 12:30 here. Prius. Yeah, I can go. I'll go with whatever. As long as it gets me to where I need to go tomorrow. You know what I mean? But that's the thing that's messed up, right? I win. It's a broken freaking car. Yeah, Sig's right. Holy cow. Amber, thank you so much for kicking. The new Focus, the coupe with the warranty and performance is decent by decent gas. Some perks. You know, it's funny you say that because I was looking at Fords today. I had a Ford before this car. And see, isn't it funny? I may be able to say that. I had a Ford Edge. I still love my Ford Edge, except for I drove like 30,000 miles over the mileage that I had for the lease. So I was a lease. The Ford Edge was a lease. And I had like a Pontiac Vibe before that. And then I was all used cars before that when I was a kid. All used cars up until my Pontiac Vibe. Then I went from Pontiac Vibe to the Ford Edge. Ford Edge to the freaking E350. That's a jump. You know what I mean? And then I bought that car because I did 30,000 miles over on the Ford. And I'm like, I had to pay like 10 grand. It was like 7 grand. I don't know what it was, but it was some crazy amount of money from over mileage in 2012, 2013 when I got out of that lease. I'm like, I am not ever getting a lease again. I got to buy, I guess. Oh, well, we could have you do a finance deal, or you could do this, and it'll be a blah, 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 blah. Freaking 6 years later, and then it dies today? How dare you? I wanted to get 50 years out of you. I spent all that money, and over the time, what are we doing over here? Well, I don't even know what I spent now. You know what I mean? I'm not even sure what happened. But I would say this. It's an experience, and I had a chance to see my daughter some more than I would not have seen her, you know? Yeah, you know what, Ruffner? I mean, I was looking at like that Model 3 or whatever. I was like, that's actually not bad, you know? But you got to wait 13 weeks for it. Like, huh? What? I got to wait 3 months for the car? Are you freaking kidding me? I got a new car today. How are we doing over there? We got to wait 3 months for you. 3 months? What are we doing over there? You got a factory. You're going to make a 3-month deal on that? You don't have one ready for me? You don't got any in stock? Yeah, Jason, the only one that looked decent to me was the one that was like 30. I was like, geez, it's probably like not, it probably has no wheels and like an engine. So you get it, but then you got to figure out like everything from there. Like, oh, look, we gave you the body and the screen. You got the screen, like the big screen. They put that was in there when you bought the car, but no wheels and no engine. Yeah, it's a battery powered engine, but it wasn't in there. It was just the battery and the body. Oh, they forgot the steering wheel too. They took that out. You got the screen though. And you've got your rear view. You got the couple side view mirrors, but they took the glass. So you just got the side views, but no glass. You got to hire a guy to measure, and it's a weird angle with the Tesla ones. You got to measure, and they got to cut them for you. Put them in. I forgot to, your lights, no caps on any of the lights. So you're just like looking at xenon lights. You can burn your eyes. or your hands if you touch it, you're going to have to buy all the aftermarket parts because they're all on back order for 27 years. Yeah. You thought you can get the back order part. Oh, wait a couple of weeks. No, 27-year wait. You want to wait that? No, good. You should do it. You're good. The car will still be running. Not like mine. My car's done today. Today was the day. Put a friggin' tombstone on top of it. Thanks for the rides. Typically, it's funny you say that, Nima. I think in the last 5 years, I've had 2 clients in my car. 5 years. They typically will follow me. And now with Civid, I think it would be suggested that people follow. Like, I don't want anybody in my car. So why should I have a car that's got, I got the family car. Whatever, dude. I'm just going to get something. Friggin' Yugo. Yeah, you go where I go. Nima, I'll meet you there. Jump in the Yugo. We're going to go down and go to a movie. It's about a Yugo. About a young man. He buys his first car, goes into the dealership, and he's like, hey, what do you got there? And the guy's like, we got this new car, greatest car ever made. It's called a Yugo. We go where you go. I go where you go. You go where you go. It's the new commercial. And if you want to get a Yugo, here you go. Just sign here. Oh, Camrys are great too. Oh, Nima, you're hilarious. He said to get a sweet 2-door convertible. Not a bad idea. But honestly, I don't, it's a crazy thing. Like, I would say I'm past all of that. I'm past all of that. If it was a different situation where I was just like, I could think about that like as like a play thing, but I'm not there. Like, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. I think what I have to do, and this is I gotta touch base with Nima offline maybe, but what I have to do is I gotta put my head back into pulling together like a ton of listings, because if I can line up a ton of listings, they'll sell. The thing is when you can't network, I still can't network. I'm here. People are not doing things. They're still not networking. It's very weird. Can't get out there and find new clients, new business. So I have to figure out some new strategies on that, because if I focus for just a couple weeks there, it wouldn't be an issue. I could just think about whatever the hell. Like, I'll do this, that, and another thing, Dad gave me a 67 Cougar when I turned 16. Wow, a Cougar? That is smooth. A 67 Cougar. Let's see what that looks like. 67 Cougar. Woo! That is a nice looking ride right there. It looks like a GTO. That looks like a GTO right there. Nice. Mercury Cougar. That's what I'm talking about. Wildfire's bad and there are road closures. Jeez, that's terrible. That is terrible. Carvana, I'll have to check that out tonight. Oh my goodness, yeah, Sharon, that was what I had. I think it was something like 7 or 8, maybe 9 grand. I was over my mileage, 30,000 miles, and the guy at Ford was like, "Look, if you got another Ford, we can work with you and get you." And I was like, "I'm not buying another freaking Ford. I'm not buying a Ford. I'm going down the street to the place that starts with an M, and I'm going to get the car that has the massage seats." I'm taking that freaking seat out. I'm bringing it in whatever car I buy. I'm putting it in. I'm getting my massage when I go to the... Oh, you got the Yugo? Isn't that a Mercedes E350 seat? Yep. It's a Yugo seat now. Oh my goodness. Look, seriously, if that thing is going to the freaking junkyard at some point, I'm pulling out that freaking seat and pulling out that massage thing, whatever, and it's going in my ride. I'm putting in aftermarket style. I'll bring in both seats. The other one doesn't have the option. Sorry, passenger. But I said nobody goes in my freaking car. It's just me. I'll leave that seat. Just taking the one. They don't match. I don't freaking care. Oh my goodness, guys. But this is what we're dealing with, okay? How dare you? So, guys, remember, life is not always going to be easy. Life may kick you in the freaking chest sometimes. But you need to get up and say, all right, I'm still going. And I'll figure it the frig out. You know what I mean? Yes, Sig says he'll never lease ever. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. Gotta do what I gotta do. Seriously, is Yugo in business? Like, what are we doing? Can we get a Yugo? I want to get a Yugo. Has me freaking Yugo. I'm signing on the yellow line right there. You go. I go. We all go. Oh, Jason, my friend, thank you. I am actually going to wrap this up as well, my friend. So, I understand everybody's got to go. Ooh, look at this. Ruffner says cars a buyer's market. Why? The economy is tanking. I follow Gregory Monorino. I'm going to have to check that out. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Bye, men and Segi Rock. Guys, I want to thank you for kicking it with me tonight and for allowing me to rant on all of that. Thank you all for your donations and your support. As I said, anything that you send to PayPal or Patreon was a monthly thing, but PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App, links are below. I will be using anything that is donated to either probably rent a car for a few days while I figure this out. So I thank you in advance. And if you can't, again, no big deal at all, because this is life and we all have crazy things that we're going through. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you giving me your ear and for hanging out with me tonight. And we will get through anything and everything, really. So, until tomorrow, Anna, Sid, Jason, Ruffner, Raven, Renee, Sharon, Sig, Amber. You guys are awesome. Holy cow. Yes, Amber just brings up a very important thing. That first car that came by could have just taken me out. Just hit the back of my car and I was done. I was underneath the car, guys, looking at what the hell was going on. Let me do that. Stupid me. So, thank you. My time is obviously not over yet, thank goodness. But hopefully it's because I have other things that need to be done and shared. We'll see. But until tomorrow, when we do it all over again for day 928 in a row. Is that right? It is. So, until then, fam, friends, keep your heads up. And I will see you tomorrow. Until then, it's Mark Pyers. It's Renaissance Man. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. You got to go. You got to go.